Hey everybody, Mike from FisherMN here, and what a wonderful morning of bass fishing. But you know what? I'm not ready to give up on fishing yet. The sun is high in the sky, we got a little bit of wind, but you know what? I think we can still catch some fish. In fact, before I went fishing, my dad said we needed another package of panfish in the freezer. So let's see if we can get them one today. Let's start with the equipment. Today, I wasn't sure if I was gonna panfish, so I just brought one of my older panfish rods. It's a Falcon rod, but what you need is you need a lightweight rod that can handle a lightweight jig. I've got some videos on my channel about how I fish for panfish, but in general, it's a 16th ounce jig with a barrel swivel and a fluorocarbon leader. I always use a 16th ounce. I used to switch to a little smaller in the spring, but you know what? I've just kept it at 16th ounce for all time. I've got a nice lightweight spinning reel. In general, the lower the number in the series for Shimano or Quantum or Abu Garcia, the smaller the reel. With our equipment in hand, we have the perfect wind to do some drifting. And what do we put at the end of the jig? We put a twister tail of some sort. So let me see what we're going to start with today. All right, today we've got the 2-inch GULP jigging grub. Just a small little grub. If you buy these, you got to make sure to seal the package. They can dry out pretty easily. They've got scent with them and they are amazing. I usually start out with these if I'm not sure about a lake or if I just want to make sure I'm going to catch some fish. So today I want to make sure I'm going to catch some fish right off the bat. So we're going to put on a GULP grub. And then if we find the fish are very aggressive, I'll show you what else we can put on. Let's get fishing. There we go. Oh, hey. Oh, I thought it was a bass. We got ourselves a nice crappie. How big do we got? Ooh, almost 11 inches. We shall put them on the stringer. Really, keeping fish that are a little smaller isn't bad. The monsters you want to put back. Everybody says those are the breeders. Alright, I'm kind of tired of changing my GULP, so I am going to go to a Powerbait and see if we can accomplish the same thing. Sometimes Powerbait isn't as good for sunfish, but on this lake I've caught both, so let's give it a shot. Alright, so yellow, but also fire tiger it's called. The eyes, a little green, a little yellow. It's actually my favorite. So we'll just drift across the lake and catch fish today. There we go, we got that one. Feels like a big sunny. Alright. Not quite what we're looking for. Good to see a sunny on the GULP. Beautiful fish. Man, that felt like a monster. Maybe I'm not used to this rod or something. Feels good to have fish pulling. The end of my bass fishing got a little bit slow. The breeze right now is just about right. For a little bit there, it got a little too fast. There we go. Doing a wide circle like a tuna almost. Ooh, there we go. Ah, beautiful sunfish. My gauge is if it's hard for me to get my hand around it, it's probably a keeper. got those real bright ones, and then they got these pink ones. A couple of different kinds of sunfish. Look at how good looking that one is. Nice to see that they're hitting a power bait aggressively. It's always good to check your bait every once in a while, and if you can, buy a nice sensitive rod. I would actually put more into the rod than the reel myself, because it's nice to be able to feel that bite. Another thing that helps, there's a fish, is I use Nanofill. Hey, look at that. We got another species in the boat. Quad species angler today. Got bass, sunfish, crappie, and a perch. Surprisingly, no northerns. I have no idea where the northerns have gone. Whew. Looks like another nice crappie. There we go. There's the fish. Oh, I needed him yesterday when I was fishing, trying to fill up my limit for my summer tournament. I was gonna say, if this was a sunfish or a crappie, it was a monster. Got a little bass. Like I said, you get a little everything on these. All right, we have drifted good half of the lake at least. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move us all the way back. We'll do another drift again, and we'll try some other baits. Usually if I miss a fish, I'll let out some slack, because in the process of jerking and maybe reeling, you pull that lure out from contact on the bottom. There's a fish. Well, this feels like a sunfish. All right, crappie scrub gets a crappie and a sunfish. So crappie scrub, sunfish, and a crappie. Now we'll go to Mr. Crappie. Wow. All right, got myself a gigantic sunfish. Let's measure it. Look at that, it is touching 9 3/4 inches. Wow. What a beautiful fish. That is a nice sunfish. Biggest one I've probably ever caught, 9 3/4 inches. But you know what? These are the kind that go back. All right, I'm gonna wrap up my panfish part of the day. As far as species and keepers, Powerbait was the way to go. Got 4 different species. Got a perch, crappie, sunfish, bass on this Fire Tiger 2-inch Powerbait grub. So that's why it's my go-to. You can catch a little bit of everything on it, and also caught some keepers on it. Now I say that, but I wanted to let you know I did let all the fish go because I don't want to clean fish tonight. So usually I don't put them on unless I'm going to keep them. I thought I was going to keep them. I did not. GULP came through once again. In fact, I caught my biggest sunfish ever today on this 2-inch chartreuse jigging grub. To throw a couple other options in there, tried a Mr. Crappie. Has kind of a skirt on it. Didn't catch anything today, but I have in the past on these. And then a John Deere Crappie Scrub. Lots of action, no keepers on it. Did get a sunfish and a crappie, and that's usually the thing with these crappie scrubs. And these are only 1 3/4 inches long. These two would be the best value out of all the lures that I used, but I think Powerbait, when you take into consideration the fish that it catches, is the best value. Just nice to feel some fish pulling on the line after a long morning of bass fishing. Thanks so much for watching this video. I'll see you on the next one.